we reported earlier, the White House and a bipartisan group of lawmakers have reached an agreement on a $953 billion infrastructure plan. And joining us now with analysis is Amber Athey, Washington editor for The Spectator. Amber, great to be with you. Thanks for your time today. Let's talk about this infrastructure plan. They finally reached a bipartisan agreement. What did it take to get here? And briefly, what did each side have to give up to get to this point?
Right. Well, as Joe Biden said earlier today, neither side got everything that they wanted in this infrastructure package, which most people expected when they headed into negotiations because the Democrats and Republicans are split in the Senate. But this infrastructure package is significantly smaller than what President Joe Biden was hoping for. His original infrastructure plan was closer to over $2 trillion, and this is just about $900 billion. What he's missing in this is the American Families Plan, which included things like 2 years of free community college, universal preschool, as well as tax credits for families who have children. That's not included in this at all. And the Republicans obviously wanted a much smaller package, but they were willing to compromise and meet in the middle a little bit just so that they could get this done, because what everyone wanted was to be able to have roads, bridges, other pieces of American infrastructure fully funded through the end of the fiscal year.
Yeah, and as we know, President Biden spoke this afternoon, and he said in part this deal makes key investments to put people back to work and provides good paying jobs. I want to get your take on that and also what you think of this bill overall.
It is interesting that Joe Biden is using this infrastructure plan as a job creator, because when we look at the economy right now, the real problem for why people are not getting back to work is that they are still receiving many benefits from the pandemic recovery package. So a lot of individuals are still receiving the unemployment insurance that's set to run out in the next few months. And a lot of those payments are more than they would earn for going back to work. So you hear from a lot of small businesses who say that they are having a hard time finding workers, not because people don't want to work, but because they are receiving more money from not working. So it seems like getting rid of those benefits would be a faster way to revitalize the workforce rather than spending billions of dollars on job creation. And infrastructure jobs are usually temporary and seasonal anyway.
As far as the faithful, Amber, are there things in this bill, that we should be concerned about?
It's hard to know for sure without seeing the bill text. We haven't really seen a finalized version yet. However, again, the job creation aspect of it should be concerning. The stimulus jobs that were created under President Obama, for example, did not reach the full potential that we were promised. And usually the government creating jobs doesn't lead to long-term employment potential. And then there's likely a few other pretty left-wing wish list items that will be included in this bill. But again, we'll have to wait to see what the final text looks like.
Yeah, I want to switch gears right now slightly. You wrote a piece for the Spectator magazine on Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and why he may be the next Republican leader if former President Donald Trump steps aside. Talk to us more about Governor DeSantis, the similarities and the differences between he and former President Trump, and why you feel Governor DeSantis is so promising.
Governor DeSantis has really legislated very effectively over the past year. Of course, he's been praised pretty widely for his handling of the pandemic, but he's refused to stop there. He's continued to pad his resume by using government power to advance conservative items like his bill that he signed this week, enforcing the teaching of the negative aspects of communism in public schools. He's also gone after big tech censorship and various other culture war issues, as we would call them. And one of the main differences between Governor DeSantis and former President Donald Trump is that while DeSantis is an aggressive legislator and will take on the media like Trump did, he has a much better job with personnel. So Trump had a lot of people in his White House that were not on board with his agenda, and in many cases actually actively undermined the legislation that he wanted to advance. DeSantis keeps a very tight circle. One of his most trusted advisors is actually his wife, Casey, and then his staff is relatively small, and there's a lot of turnover because he does have very high expectations for them and has zero tolerance for leakers. So if DeSantis is able to run such a tight ship and keep his staff so close and so trusted, then he'll have a much easier time legislating once he gets to the White House if he does decide to run for president.
Well, unfortunately, we have to leave it right there. Amber, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. Amber Athey, Washington editor for The Spectator. Thank you again.
Thank you.